This is Lillia, Quick Look style. Her passive is called Dream Laden Bow, her Q is Blooming Blows, her W is Watch Out, Eep, her E is Swirl Seed, and her ult is Lilting Lullaby.
Time to be mean, Lillia. Did it work?
Lillia is a mobile battle mage that works well when she gets the chance to build up her move speed and can kite champions like nobody's business. She has the potential to do insane damage, but it requires good setup on her part and precise positioning control, as she can be her own worst enemy with how fast she is able to go in a fight. But even if you don't know what you're doing, she's pretty fun and cute too.
Oh, hello, buds. What the wisps of you? Oopsie.
Dream Laden Bow deals 5% max HP damage over 3 seconds whenever you land an ability. The duration only refreshes when you land another ability. It does okay damage and might get you a fadeaway kill, but don't expect it, as it is magic damage and not true damage. You actually did max HP damage right for once, Riot. Good job! Blooming Blows is basically a fast Darius Q that deals true damage instead of applying a bleed, but the passive is a dot, so it's just true damage instead of a heal really. Anyway, the damage is pretty good for quick repeated trades, and remember that the outer edge still deals magic damage with the true damage. It's a low cooldown, so CDR isn't needed to make it good. Also, there's a passive that gives move speed anytime you deal ability damage, up to 5 stacks. You can get really fast with this. The stacks fall off one at a time rapidly, but the duration icon isn't fully refreshed at max stats. Watch Out Eep is a strange movement ability. Target a location and move to it to deal AoE damage, with the center dealing way more damage than the outer edge. The center is really small, so it's easy to miss without any setup, but if you can land it, the damage is pretty good. You can't go over terrain with this and will stop you at any wall you hit. Don't use this unless you know you can land it safely. Swirl Seed is a lobbed ability like Zig's Q. The ability triggers when it hits terrain or an enemy, causing magic damage and a slow. That does mean the range is basically infinite, and you can pull off some sick ganks with this if you land it, as you slow the enemy and get movement speed from your Q passive. Lilting Lullaby is a situational ult where certain conditions need to be met in order for you to actually use it. As long as you have one enemy champ with your passive on them, you can activate this to put them to sleep like Zoe's Sleepy Trouble Bubble. Once they are awakened, they'll take magic damage. You can still trigger the damage for a short moment after the sleep wears off. She doesn't deal much damage at the start of the game, but if she gets the chance to take a long trade, it seems like she can win a fight, but she'll probably lose to burst mages that play safe. Her range isn't amazing, so mid lane might be difficult for her to pull off, but top lane might work very well. It's more so her ability to kite that should let her fight melee champs. Her gank potential is good if you understand your angles and can predict enemy movement like a god. Send in your E first, and if you land it, activate the ult. Your passive move speed and the fact that the enemy is asleep for a few seconds should let you get close so you and your ally can beat the living shit out of them. Why not? Her team fighting seems to be great, but it's gonna come down to how you position and use the ult. If you can get a 5-man ulti off, then the fights should go your team's way. But if you don't control yourself, you can run into an ability by mistake and will get incinerated. You have a lot of HP, but that doesn't make you a tank. Oh, and don't make her a tank. She has nothing going for her if she's built as a tank, save for her ult, and she needs AP to truly do damage. For runes, Face Rush. Get all the movement speed and kite the living hell out of enemies. Celerity, Nimbus, and Gathering feel like the right choice. Inspiration seems like a good pair, as you can get magical footwear and approach velocity for more move speed. Lillia can become really fucking fast, and more speed for all the kiting is just great. She most likely needs to be built with all the AP HP items. Her base HP at max level is 2200, and with Rod of Ages, Leandre's, Rylai's, and Morello, she has 3600 HP. Merc Treads are good if you suck at dodging despite moving at the speed of light, but Swifties is funny as fuck. With Rabadons, her AP is insane, and her damage under the right conditions can be huge. You could get some defensive item instead. Maybe a Banshees or a Zanya's. She doesn't need CDR as the E and W are situational and the Q cooldown is, again, low. All in all, Lillia is a fun champ that I will watch with curiosity as others learn how she works. I don't think she's broken, and I'm taking all the high elo players calling it busted with a mound of salt. Not only do most players take time to understand how a champ works, but most PvE players forgot their brain in the bathroom after waking up from their drunken escapades, so why should anyone be surprised when Diamond or Challenger players stomp games super hard and have their own viewers playing on their teams? Just wait till things settle after her release, and then we can start talking about how fair she is to play as and against. So that's Lillia. I can't wait to see how she plays out.